After a car crash, the insurance company moves fast. And if you're not asking the right questions, you could lose out on your compensation without even realizing it. Let's cover 7 questions that adjusters absolutely don't want you asking, and why knowing them could mean the difference between a lowball settlement and getting what you truly deserve. Hi, Big Chad here, your local Arizona attorney. I decided to become an attorney after working for the insurance industry 20 years ago and seeing how they bully people like you and me. If you or someone you know has been injured and wants a free consultation with an attorney you can trust to fight for your case, give me a call at 602-553-0000. All right, let's go through the questions one by one. Question 1. Why do you need a recorded statement if there's already a police report? On the surface, it might sound reasonable. They want to hear your side of the story, but the truth is, the recorded statement is finding ways to trip you up. If they can catch you saying something slightly different from what's in the police report, they can use that against you later to challenge your credibility. Everything you say can be twisted or taken out of context. And remember, you'll never be given the same courtesy. They won't let you take a recorded statement from their driver. That alone should tell you it's not about fairness. If the facts are already documented, there's usually no reason for you to give a recorded statement without first talking to a lawyer. Question number 2. How much are you allowed to offer me? You think transparency would be part of the process. Unfortunately, it's not. Adjusters will almost never tell you the maximum amount that they can offer, even after you've settled. They might claim you're getting their top number, but that's often far from the truth. The only time they'll be upfront is when they're paying you the policy limits, because that's a hard cap that they can't exceed. Otherwise, their goal is to get you to accept less, even if they had more room to go higher. That's why asking this question and backing it up with your own research or legal representation is so important. The less you know about their ceiling, the easier it is for them to keep you on the floor. Question 3. Why do I need to sign a release for my medical records? When an adjuster sends you a medical records release, it's rarely limited to just the treatment related to your accident. Many of these forms are written so broadly that they give the insurance company access to your entire medical history. Why do they want that? They're looking for anything they can use to say your injuries existed before the accident, or that you have some unrelated condition they can blame. They might even dig up old injuries from years ago that have nothing to do with your current claim. By signing a blanket release, you're giving them ammunition. A lawyer can help narrow that scope so they don't only get the records that are truly relevant. Question number 4. How much have you paid in the past for my same injury? Insurance companies keep track of this information. They know exactly what they've paid for similar injuries in past claims, but they will never share those numbers with you, at least not accurately. If they do give you a figure, you can bet it's going to be on the low end. They don't want you to know about the larger settlements and jury verdicts because that could motivate you to demand more or take your case to court. This is why having an attorney can make a huge difference. We have access to verdict and settlement databases, so we can get a realistic range for your type of injury and push back when they try to downplay your case. Question number 5. Does your company usually increase its offer if a lawsuit is filed? They hate this question because in many cases, the answer is yes. Filing a lawsuit can move your case to a higher level adjuster with more authority to settle for a larger amount. It can also increase the reserves or the amount the company sets aside for your claim, which sometimes means a bigger settlement. Of course, they'll often deny this and insist their pre-lawsuit offer is their final offer. But the truth is, many companies will put more money on the table once litigation starts, especially if they have to hire outside counsel to defend the case. Question number 6. Are you going to fight my case? In the early stages, an adjuster may seem friendly and cooperative. They'll take your calls, thank you for sending documents, and give you the impression they're moving toward payment. But being nice doesn't mean they're on your side. Even if they accept fault for the accident, they can still dispute whether the crash caused your injuries or argue that your treatment was excessive. In some cases, they may simply deny your claim outright after weeks or months of acting cooperative. Asking them directly if they plan to fight the case forces them to confront the reality that they might not be treating you fairly. Question number 7. Will I get more money if I hire an experienced insurance attorney attorney? This one makes adjusters squirm because their own internal studies show that represented claimants often receive significantly higher settlements, sometimes more than double compared to those who handle claims on their own. Why? Because attorneys know how to build strong cases, value claims accurately, and push back on low offers. They also bring the very real threat of litigation, which changes the company's risk calculation. The adjuster's biggest advantage is when you're unrepresented. Once you bring in an attorney, that advantage disappears. Insurance companies know exactly how to protect their interests, and that often means keeping you in the dark. Asking the right questions and getting the right help can level the playing field and protect the compensation you're entitled to. If you've been injured in an accident and are dealing with an insurance company, don't take their word for it. Call us today at 602-553-0000 for a free, no obligation consultation. Your call is completely confidential, and taking that first step could make all the difference in your case. And if you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and check out our next video.